Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jacob, and today we're going to be continuing to play Banished. From when we last left off, if I can speak tonight. So last time we played, we went ahead and finished off of all of our working issues, and pretty much just got ourselves to the point where we don't have to worry about building anything. I believe we still are building one thing, yeah, storage barn that I threw in right at the last second there before we ended the recording, which it's not that big of a deal. That's going to have to get thrown up pretty quickly, and it'll just be done. But our goal for today is going to be pretty much just watching over everything and making sure everything's still going smoothly. We do have quite a few more farms, so our farmer count is a little low right now. Not too stressed about that. We'll go ahead and cut back a little bit on our foresters, drop that down to 24, and then we'll bump up the farmers a little bit just to give it a little bit of a boost there real quick. So I do have to apologize to everybody. I know this is the normal series that goes up at 7 o'clock in the morning every day. Had a pretty busy weekend, so didn't really get a chance to get around to recording some episodes, so it'll be back on the channel as a regular 7 o'clock from now until the point we finish off. Shouldn't have any busy weekends like we did. Had a lot of stuff to get done. Really, it was a really productive weekend, but I didn't get anything else done besides what I could do on the road, so that's why y'all have a video. Or I'll have some extra stuff coming in for everybody to make up for that. Not that I really have to, but I like my viewers, so we'll go ahead and do a little couple extras, make some longer videos and stuff like that. So, and I know you guys will understand. Life is what it is, and sometimes you can get the stuff, and sometimes you can't. So I think the biggest thing that we need to address is probably going to be the population count. I know the population can get pretty big. I'm not concerned about that. The issue that we're at right now is we don't have that many old folks dying and new folks taking over their homes. So I'm pretty sure I addressed this in one of the last videos. We have added, like, I think 25 homes since we hit our cap of people at like 200 roughly, with some children and being involved in that, or with not being involved with that number. And since then we've added 25 homes, so we are at a little bit of an impasse with children being born and adults dying and us getting laborers. So still trying to work out that and see what's going on and where I can adjust stuff, and if I can do anything to help that out. So pretty much at this point in time, guys, we're doing really well when it comes to pretty much everything. We're not really worried about anything right now. I think the biggest thing that we're gonna have to get into, once we can get around to it, obviously this moment in time I'm not too stressed about it. I don't really want to put another workload on everybody right now, because we're just coming out of adding a whole bunch of stuff onto the area. So I kind of just want to make sure that everything is going good and we can get the population up to a point where we don't have to, flip-flop people back and forth. Which, if you've been watching the channel or this series since the beginning, that is something you do have to do in this game. Flip-flopping people back and forth does happen, and you get a certain population limit, and then some people start to die, and then you gotta wait for a bunch of kids to be born to repopulate. So, with that being said, our stars, I think, have gone up since last video, or the last couple videos, along with our average health, which is really nice. So, and we do have all of our pastures still going. I'm pretty sure, yep, everybody's still doing good. We don't have any infections or anything like that at this point in time. So, we're still doing good on that front. So yeah. We'll also really be able to tell what the population is going to do just based off the numbers for over the next like 30 minutes or so. Depending upon what the numbers do, you'll see where the population is headed and what's all going on. The numbers, if you can follow them, they really do help. It's kind of all just paying attention to the amount of adults you have versus children, and then once we get to the school stuff, we'll go ahead and I'll explain that a little bit more in depth. I did do a little trial run for any of those of you who didn't watch that episode where I explained that. I forget which episode that is now, probably like 30 or 31, about the schools. You have to kind of not fine-tuning and really overly complicated, but you do have to really focus on it if you want it to work. Otherwise, it does not function. So, unfortunately, that is something that you do have to pay attention to. But the good thing is, right now, we kind of hit the point where our food count is really over exceeded what, you know, I kind of believed it would get to and maintain. So I'm going to bump the food count up to 40,000. I know you're hearing a lot of clicking right now, so I apologize for that, but I want to get the food count up to 40, and then you won't have to click it for a while, which it will be nice. So, you know, we are still having some issues with, you know, the amount of people we have in different trades and that kind of stuff, so. But at the same time, you know, we can't really be too upset about that. Everything is pretty spread out, that we don't have to worry about stuff running out, and the majority of all the stuff down here is quite full, so we'll probably end up having to put another storage barn in somewhere in these close vicinities to be able to maintain the amount of stuff that we have. Pretty sure, yeah, that we'll have 2 storage barns over here, and I believe I placed another one, yeah, 3rd one right there. So, let's see, where are we at here? Another herdsman. Like I said, I'm not too concerned about the population right now because I know it's about to flip back around. You probably want to keep the children anywhere about 20 to 25 kids at any point in time. If you get down to the teens, obviously you're fine, but once you start getting down to single digits, you really want to start running around and seeing what's going on, and then start adding homes if you need to, because single digits is pretty much where you're going to start losing more people throughout the years than you're going to be gaining, and you have to make that flip where you kind of can keep it at a consistent basis, where like you might drop down to 170 and, you know, we were just at 200, but we were at 200 and only had like, I don't know, teens number of kids. And I'm ballparking, guys. The last time I recorded this seriously was about 10 days ago at this point in time, and then I made one quick video, I think Wednesday or Thursday, just to have the episode for Saturday, and then I just ended up getting busy. But, you know, we'll get back into it. Promise there won't be too much stuff. I know it is the holidays, so I know people aren't gonna be too upset because I know other people have a bunch of stuff going on right now. I just like keeping up with everything. We will have to get another church at some point in time too. But yeah, and this is just a theory, I'm just throwing this out there because it's my hypothesis on what's going to happen. The number of children is pretty much going to stay at like 40, and the adults are going to jump up to 200, and then the children count is going to stay somewhere around 40 is what I'm kind of imagining is going to happen. A lot of stuff sitting down there. It's probably more because of the storage barns and stuff being pretty full. So, and I guess to explain a little bit, to keep talking on this episode, that we're kind of just wandering and paying attention to everything. The plans for over here is pretty much to leave the majority of the space around these forest lodges by themselves, and once we get the population a little bit more on hold, I'm going to send a bunch of laborers to take all this stuff out. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to set that now, that way when they get here I can just have them do that and we don't have to focus on it or even think about it. It's just already set up and can be done. Not that we need the resources necessarily, but just to be able to clear it out so we can use this area is going to be nice. It's easier to cut down trees than it is to move a bunch of random different resources. Okay, yeah, and as you guys can see right here in the upper right hand corner, a lot of the older folks are starting to die, which, like I said, is going to happen. We're going to be running out of a bunch of the older people relatively quickly. The biggest thing you guys are just going to see is that the number is going to have a little flip to them. We're going to run out of, not run out of people, but we're going to run through the older people, and all of the younger generation are going to start taking their homes, and you'll see kind of the generation flip, if you will. It's probably the best way to describe that, because if I'm counting, it's 1, yeah, it's like 13 homes just in this little area that are majority older folks, so the amount of people are going to switch right there is pretty significant. Along with even right here, there's 2 homes right there with older folks, and I could just keep going. There's probably, I don't know, half the houses on the map are probably older people. So, like I said, the population switch is definitely going to happen, and the children count might very well get about 50, maybe 55, with the amount of homes we have while people are dying off. I really do hope the population doesn't get below 150, because it is going to put us in a little bit of a situation with getting some stuff done and finished. I mean, we do have enough farms and everything where we're not going to have to worry too terribly much about food, but I just don't want to start getting away from certain things and have to pull people off to maintain other levels of things. So, which, I mean, if it happens, it happens. I'm not going to complain, but It'd be nice if it didn't. And this right here is almost at its limit, so once that's done, we'll also get this space back, which will be nice, because I'm probably going to go ahead and delete this, or just make it smaller. I might put it over here in front of the mine and this farm along with the blacksmith, and run a little path right here to connect these two together. Might even put it right here. I'm not sure, but I do know that this placement of this wasn't necessarily smart for what's all going on here. And at the same time, we built the bigger stockpile over there, and we do have the bigger stockpile down here to be able to move those resources if need be. And we also have this space right here, which actually I'll probably make a stockpile right now. Just staring at it, it seems like a pretty decent place to make a stockpile. I'm not going to add some homes there or whatnot, but turn it into a stockpile. That way I can take this out and we can have this space right here. Probably to add another farm, maybe another couple houses right there. I know we're still, it seems like we're still focusing more on this area right here for the time being, but you know, we do have to make sure the regular area is taken care of and supported, and then you know, the outskirt areas, they're doing pretty well. From what I've seen, or what I'm seeing, if you have like 5 homes surrounded by, like, I mean, you don't have to do a pasture like I did, but if you have homes surrounded by, you know, some crops, an area that's close that they can get firewood and they have access to wood, you know, they'll do pretty good, and you can not worry about the wood resources. And actually, we hit the log count, so I'm gonna bump that up. We'll bump that up to 1,500. Why not? We'll bump that to 15 and fuel to 5. And this is something that I'm pretty excited about, getting certain resources to hit a limit. It just means that we won't have to worry so much about those resources anymore. And we can start focusing on different things. Like, obviously, stone is something we don't have a lot of. Now, with that being said too, the stone doesn't have a lot due to the fact that we only have 3 people in stone cuttery. If I had like 15 in stone cuttery, it'd be a little different. Plus the distance that people have to travel is a little far for putting up stone, which at the same time, once we start getting back to this section, we'll go ahead and throw a stockpile down here and start building this area out a little bit. There is some things I want to do over here. I know certain things I can't do because of the space we have, but like I said, you know, we'll figure it all out, and I'm not in too big of a rush to do anything. I definitely want to make sure that we can, you know, build the area out and make it all look nice. And I know for some of the stuff we won't be able to do roads because we did the mountain terrain on this map, and you know, unfortunately it does hinder you to being able to do certain things. I know I could adjust the sizes of farms and stuff and it won't hurt later on, but for right now I really don't want to do that. So you guys might see later episodes us focusing on, like, right here, we might make this one lower this way and one lower this way, so we could run a path over here and add some homes right next to this. I'm pretty sure the homes are 3x3. They might be 4x4. Can't remember. They are 4x4, but that is a 3x3 space. I thought that was 2. Definitely 3. But yeah. So we're gonna head and throw them there, them there. And we did just get a couple laborers. I know we're really isn't making too much of a difference, the laborers, but you know, keeping the population at a steady number is nice. And there you can see we got 50 kids too, so that's a record for us right there, is 50. Or a milestone, I should say, would be more the proper term for that. And you know, as we start getting more and more, I'm just going to keep adding them to the different areas to work at, and then, you know, whatever we end up with is what we end up with. And I do want to start sending people to school, which is why I built all those homes. It's just kind of, I'm waiting for it all to catch up, because we did do that relatively quickly. And I believe that was over, at this point in time, it would be episode like 26, I think. Might have been a little later, but I think 26 to current episode 20 or 34 is when we added all these extra homes. So in that amount of time, we've kind of had the population kind of stay stagnant in a way, but at the same time, you know, we're talking about quite a few hours of gameplay that, you know, we went and added 10 homes, and then we jumped over here, and there was like, I think it was like 4 hours I spent adding all this stuff over here and waiting for the people to route themselves over here to get the homes built to be able to do this. Which I did learn from that. If you guys are looking to expand your colonies and you don't mind waiting, doing that's fine. But if you want to slowly jump around, like if I would have taken this area and done this right here, they would have passed there quicker because we have a bridge that goes right there. But you know, it is what it is. It didn't kill us, it didn't stop us, but it definitely just worked a little slow. So I think the funnier part about all this right now is we've pretty much made tools almost obsolete, because we keep buying iron and tools from the trader, which, you know, we're also kind of just keeping up with the tool count. But I'm pretty sure the blacksmiths actually don't work during this time. I am gonna bump the tool count, however. We'll bump it up to 1,000 if we can get it there. I don't know why it's staying at 50. We'll do it to 1,000. I don't know how ridiculous that's gonna be, but you know, we'll see what happens. I don't really want to overdo storage or stockpiles, but maybe we won't do 1,000. Maybe we'll do 500. Because 1,000 does seem a little excessive for the amount of people we have, but you know. But yeah, just like I said, right now, I think these homes were had older people in it. Now it's a bunch of younger kids. So you know, we're having that generation flip. So you'll probably start seeing this. My mouse wants to work. You'll start seeing that kid number keep grow, and the population count will probably stay right about where it is right now and not really move too much. I actually don't need any of that, and I keep hitting pause. But like I said, we're hitting topped off numbers in different areas, so it is nice to see certain things be filling out to the point where we don't have to worry about it. And then I'll probably leave these numbers alone for a while and not really mess with it too terribly much up until the point where we can start adding different things in. Like I said, once this gets all used up, we'll be able to mess with that and whatnot. So and it is nice we are getting some more people becoming laborers. I'd like to have like 15 laborers, which would be awesome, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, and we can't speed up the rate of everybody dying. Not that I want that to happen, but you know, it is gonna happen. But I think we do have a pretty good generation gap now, to the point where we have some older folks and we have a bunch of younger folks and so on and so forth. You know, people to fill out that middle area. So I would like to, I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm not an expert by any means of this game, I think we probably need a town hall too. That might be something that we do down here in this general area. Not really quite sure where I want it, nor do I really know how big it is. Oh, it's not that big. We might do that right here then. That might be something we do there. I don't really want to take Forest Lodge is pretty much going to be obsolete here shortly, which is probably something else I will do. That Forest Lodge and the hunting cabin I might leave. I'm not sure. I think the hunting cabin I might leave because the deer do path over here. I don't know. They are pathing over here though, so I don't know if it's smart to leave it there or move it to like this side of the stream where they walk right past. I'm not sure. Even over here. We'll figure something out with that. Like I said, I'm not really looking for jumping into another build right now. I'm really just trying to keep up with everything and make sure everything goes smoothly. But that is probably what we're going to do as a town hall right about here. I don't believe we can run a pathway. Oh, we can. We can run a pathway right there. Will that town hall still fit right there? If we put that there? It wouldn't. Oh, no. What's that? I don't know. It's letting me fit it there, but like one little weird piece it won't work. It won't click to. I don't know. I might actually remove those roads real quick. Just remove that pathway from being created. I'll have to put a hold on that. I'm not sure how I want that orientated, but I changed my mind. I kind of want it. Just to see what it does. Do I put it there? I say I put it there. I don't really know how that's gonna go. We don't have people to do a lot of work right now, but I just want to see. I want to see what it does. And like I said, this is like our trial run for the channel on this series. If you are watching this series, you do know that we did a original run through where I think we only got to like episode 7, and then we had to start over. It might be in episode 6, but everybody's learning right along with me, and I'm learning right along with it. So, but yeah. And I guess you only can build one town hall by that. You got cemetery, chapel. Yeah, I guess you only can do one town hall, which I can't really be too upset about. I mean, you know, I don't really think it's that big of a deal having more, but I do want to see what it does. And, you know, right there is all good stuff. You still got a decent or a really nice child count, and adults is still staying right about 170. So I think right now you'll start seeing that swing of the children will start becoming more laborers now, and then we'll still start losing right there. Start losing some of the older people, but we're going to have more and more children coming to laborer age. And as you can see right now, at 160 really, the population can still hold its ground, so we're not into terrible standards in that regards. So at 160 the population can hold its own, and then you know, this is probably going to be the point where over the next couple episodes, once we start you know, putting feelers out and different things and just getting the population to swing back around, we'll probably throw a schoolhouse in and try one schoolhouse on for size, and I'll show you guys what all that's about. I do not want to put a schoolhouse in though until we get the population up right about like 250, and we still have a decent amount of children. Just because I did try it in a different part of this Let's Play, and I ended up having to restart because it did. The schoolhouse killed the civilization. So, and technically that was something we did, but at the same time I didn't want the series to end because of the schoolhouse failure, so I'll explain that a little bit. Man, we might even hit 60 kids. But we'll just keep rocking and rolling.